Thursday, May 14th, from the Mason Brown News headquarters in Santa Monica, California, this is Mason Brown's Week in Review. Our top story, the coronavirus. Again, I don't understand. I was told it was going to be over by now, and that only 15 people would die. That number, just a little off. I knew I should have taken the over. Globally, the death toll has reached almost 300,000 dead worldwide. On the bright side, at 600,000, you get egg roll. The coronavirus is now inside the White House, as 2 West Wing staffers tested positive this week, including Donald Trump's personal valet. When informed, Donald Trump reportedly got, quote, lava level mad. Lava level! That's mad! It's like magma level, except that it's out in the open. We are talking angry. You know what, though? It's almost as if President Trump would have been safer if the man had stayed at home. That's crazy talk, though. Everyone knows that a personal valet is essential. Who do you think does my hair? Me? Pfft. Thank you, Arturo. Boom. The other staffer infected is Katie Miller, wife of everybody's favorite Goebbels impersonator, Stephen Miller. Mrs. Miller is also Mike Pence's press secretary. Fortunately, while the vice president rarely wears a mask, he is clothed in faith. Despite his possible exposure, the White House denied reports that the vice president is self-isolating. It's just that no one really wants to hang out with him, explained one White House insider. Seems like isolation. On Tuesday, Dr. Fauci, who is self-isolating like a responsible person, took to a video chat and warned senators of needless suffering if the U.S. reopens too early. Senator Rand Paul, however, disagreed, stating that, quote, outside of New England, the virus has followed a relatively benign course. Relative to what? An extinction-level asteroid? Yes, it is way more benign than that. More and more children are coming down with a new pediatric inflammatory disease linked to COVID-19. The condition presents many of the same symptoms as Kawasaki disease: cardiac dysfunction, swelling, and wanting to ride a souped-up crotch rocket instead of a Harley Davidson. Very disturbing stuff. Are you going to ride the motorcycle, kid, or fuck it? Come on, have some sense of decency, people. Jesus. Still, not all the news was bad. In an interview with NBC Sports, Dr. Fauci said that NFL games could possibly be feasible by fall. Asked why he thought that games involving big sweaty men constantly touching each other might be okay, Fauci explained that he was in a keeper league where he had Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, and Michael Thomas. Well, some mighty fine drafting there, Doctor. Mitch McConnell blamed Obama for the current crisis, stating that Obama did not leave Trump any kind of game plan for something like this pandemic. This despite the fact that Obama actually did leave a 69-page document entitled The Playbook for Early Response to High-Consequence Emerging Infectious Diseases and Biological Incidents. I mean, that's as close to a game plan as you can leave someone. Of course, Obama couldn't leave an exact game plan for the coronavirus because it didn't exist 3 years ago. If Obama had access to time travel technology, don't you think he would go back in time and kick Fred Trump in the balls so hard that Donald could never be born? Then, and only then, he'd go and kill Hitler. In Singapore, authorities are enforcing social distancing by using a robot dog.
Please stand at least 1 meter apart. Thank you.
In Detroit, they're still using a robot policeman.
Thank you for not smoking.
The hotel industry has unveiled new guidelines for cleaning during the coronavirus pandemic. Provisions include no-contact check-ins, hand sanitizers at entrances, and physical distancing in restaurants. Even with the new standards, the hotel industry concedes that the bedspreads will still be caked with the spent semen of 1,000 whoremongering business travelers. Same as always. Shanghai Disneyland is reopening with precautions. The park will be operating at only 20% capacity to maintain social distancing, and guests are being warned not to buy anything at the 100-acre goods store. According to the CDC, that shit is way overpriced. In America, anti-mask protesters are coming into stores heavily armed to reclaim their liberties. This is how a real American hero orders a hero. Now, you'll notice that he is wearing a shirt and shoes, which the store also insists upon, but somehow the idea of a mask is triggering him. He doesn't understand that the most dangerous thing he's bringing into the store isn't his guns, it's his virus breath. I'm not sure what the rocket launcher is for. Maybe to deal with that robot dog from Singapore. Anyhow, that's a lot of firepower to order a sandwich. I'm not saying he's overcompensating for something, but there's no way he has a footlong. Asked about how he would handle the crisis, Democratic candidate Joe Biden said, quote, reopening the economy isn't like a light switch. He then continued, it's more like lighting a whale oil lantern. You know how we used to do it when I was a kid, you dog-faced pony boys? Then he went back to taking a nap and hoping Tara Reade would just go away. Biden continues to deny Tara Reade's allegations against him, and while Biden has rejected her calls for him to drop from the race, he has offered to hug it out. In other news, an 11-year-old Brazilian skateboarder has landed a historic 1080-degree turn on a vert ramp. After setting the unprecedented world record, the new king of skateboarding asked mommy for a juice box. Wrestling superstar Becky Lynch has announced that she's pregnant and she will step away from the WWE. I don't know much about prenatal care, but I'm guessing getting hit by a chair isn't good for a fetus. 19 Iranian sailors were killed in a friendly fire incident while testing an anti-ship missile. Earlier this year, Iran shot down a Ukrainian passenger jetliner. One thing we can say about the Iranians, they may not be good shots, but their missiles work. They're very good at exploding. And finally, a brand new segment, the Mason Brown Doppler 8000 AccuCast Weather Report. When it rains, you'll know. Our current local conditions? Pretty nice out. This has been the Mason Brown Doppler 8000 AccuCast Weather Report. When it snows, you'll know. And that's the news. For Mason Brown, I'm Mason Brown saying stay safe, wash your hands, don't die.